How's it going, everybody? Josh KI6NAZ. We're almost at the end of the year and I haven't actually done a Willet antenna video. So I'm here at the Cerritos Sculpture Garden right down from where I live. We're gonna maybe electrify some sculptures with a little RF. So let's check this place out. One thing the city of Cerritos requires for businesses to get started here, usually like larger businesses, is that they have to commission some kind of work of art. You can see a bunch of them over there. There's a really nice one in the background. I think that's bronze. We may go there. That actually is the memorial for the Cerritos airplane crash back in the 80s. People still do a memorial every year from there. So I'm gonna walk around a little bit and show you some of the sculptures. I think I've got one picked out in mind that I think would work for our purposes. But we're gonna get one of these on the air, I think. We're gonna see how effective it is as a makeshift field expedient antenna, you know, if you just have a sculpture lying around. So the background on these kids, they didn't used to be here. They actually used to be down the street in front of a Ralph's or Kroger supermarket. And they had to move them because people kept calling the cops in the middle of the night saying they're kids that are playing out in the middle of the street with their dog and they've got tambourines, and this one looks like it has a knife. I don't even know what's going on with this guy. But yeah, they now have a new home here in the Sculpture Garden for that reason. The grounds itself is pretty nice. Not a lot of people come and picnic here or anything like that. They go to our parks, which are a little bit nicer, to be honest, but it's pretty out here. This is the Statue of Freedom. Pretty majestic looking statue, if I don't say so myself. This is an option if push came to shove, but I kind of don't want to mess with this one either because of the water. I could probably mount something at the feet, clip onto it, do something like that. This is probably my favorite one. We may have to use this one eventually, but because that centerpiece is metal, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's solid though. Definitely the coolest looking one here, very Art Deco. But no, the one we're gonna use is this contraption. Now remember, we're just trying, and we are docked into concrete, so I'm guessing that's probably not gonna work out very well, but we're gonna give this a go. This is the large infinity sculpture here at the Cerritos Sculpture Garden. I'm gonna go sit over on that side in the shade, see if we can set this up. Let's give it a go. All right, so what goodies did I bring with me today to accomplish this feat? Well, if you wanna see a video I made on a little Altoids tin case that talks about making field expedient antennas and using an antenna tuner or trans-match device, I'll post the link here in the cards and in the description for you to check it out. But today I'm going to be rocking the 705 with the AH-705, which I also reviewed, so I'll post a link in the cards to this as well. So what we're going to do is we're literally just going to clip onto one of these elements and see if we can tune it up. I do have some accessories to make that happen. Obviously a piece of coax and my little box. This is going to be the secret sauce that allows us to get some work going here. Also, Peak Design. All my bags are Peak Design pretty much that I've been working with. This is the tech pouch. I'll post in the link in the description if you guys want to check this out. This is what coordinates all my live streaming cables, my camera cards, my batteries, all that stuff is what I use. And this just goes into my little everyday zip bag with my camera. All right, so let me walk you through the setup here. Here is an Altoids tin that when we open it up, contains a number of goodies, but two of the things is a bit of wire with an alligator clip, a radial, a BNC post, and a magnet. Magnets are always kind of helpful. That must be aluminum. Interesting. That may change things significantly. All right, so step one's gonna be to connect up my alligator clip to some point in the antenna. It doesn't really matter, but you're gonna go with a link that you can actually make sure you can connect to the box here. I just bent the heck out of my alligator clip. And a bit of radial wire. This is the other side of the antenna. So if the infinity sculpture here is the radiating element, this is the other side of the dipole, the negative lead, the negative side, if you will, and you know, that whole concept. So if you've been following me long enough, you kind of get the idea of how these all work as far as antennas go, and I think I'm making myself a huge knot. Where was the starting of this thing? All right, I've got this up for 10 meters. Let's see if we can turn it on. Oh, we need a couple more cables. Okay, tuner goes in there. Okay, we got the tuner, but we now have lost our mount connection. So it's not fantastic, but we're definitely hearing people. Beautiful. 55 into Utah, very close to Salt Lake City, northern part of Utah, over. You are a mobile station, over. I'm only hearing Utah, this station in Utah.
Good, coming up into the mountains of Utah. My name is Elliot.
S5.
And I'm very close to Salt Lake City. Good morning, over.
Well, receiving's fine, but we gotta see how well we do on transmit.
WC7DOW.
This is a net I'm gonna try and log into.
Rick? Okay. Thank you, Rick. We got you. AE7HD. Yeah. K8NG. Thank you, Mac. KG7UNI. Everybody have a good weekend. And you too, Eric, and thank you. And we got Nancy checked in. Appreciate you both being there. M5DEH.
I'm hearing a Canadian call. Calgary in particular. Haven't tried to make a contact yet. He's having a QSO. Really faint. I mean, the station he's talking to. He sounds great.
But I've also got years of experience in HF, VHF, UHF from the Canadian military, and also
new license holder.
College in the telecommunications program. So it was very nice to talk to you. This is really my first QSO with my license in hand. So I really appreciate it. All the best to you down in North Carolina. Hope it's nice.
North Carolina. I heard him. I wonder if he can hear me. Let's. Oh, I'd love to make this contact.
Take care, Paul. 73. Talk to you later.
Kilo India 6 November Alpha Zulu QRP. That was the Canadian guy wasn't running up. He wasn't running the call. It was another guy. Ah. Oh. No, come back. Such is the way in California, because we're not really.
Yeah, picked up. You can see. I think if you looked at my QRZ, I've got a Yaesu amplifier, but this radio here seems.
Oftentimes in California, we'll only hear one side of the conversation, and the other side is kind of lost in the noise. It's actually a very low noise environment here, but this is also not a great antenna, so we're probably not receiving that well either.
Coffee is good here. In fact, I took this moment to Google, and that's right, we're in the 505. I've never heard of the 505. And so when I did, it came up with some little road in Washington that goes through Vader. So if you see darts, let me know. Okay, oh, wait a minute, I found it now. I'm learning how.
All right, we had to go to Whisper. So some hodgepodge of wires connected to this sculpture. It's like photo day here too, so I think I gotta free the space up pretty quick. I can't believe it. I'm actually getting picked up on PSK Reporter. All the way into Utah. All the way up into Washington and Oregon. Wow. That's crazy. All right, so we've got a contact with K7NWA, potentially. -17, ooh, sorry, -17 to him, I hear him as a 2. So I get a W4 POT trying to hit me up, but I don't think I'm making it to you, bud. He's +7. Oh, he's replied to me 4 times. I think he's just calling me and I can hear him, but he can't hear me. And I've got the full 5 watts. I wish I would have brought a battery now. So it's very likely, because this is bolted to this pad here, this is causing all kinds of problems for us, obviously like grounding the radiating element. Don't know that we can do much about that at this location. Kind of felt like, you know, in the past we've talked about tuning up the St. Louis Arch and jokes like that, and I just don't know that it works that well. I haven't made a single contact. A couple people replied to me, so I know my signal is getting out, but then you have to wonder, is it really just this piece of wire? I don't think so. That's not really long enough for the bands I've been on, like 20 meters. But at the same time, one must be curious about those kind of things. Is this it? Could this be it? Two people. No way. No way. N4 POD. They had to cheat to make it happen, but it worked. It's horrible. That was officially my hardest Willet antenna ever. I've never had a worst time making contact with anything in the wild like this, and I really do feel that it is because of the way that it's bolted to the ground. So go watch my video on making things randomly into antennas, or the Willet antenna series. I'm linking you to a couple of videos there as well. They're going to give you more details on kind of what I'm doing out here, but the basic concept is most things that are metal we can make into antennas, assuming that we can somewhat isolate them, and we can help out the whole process by having a radial system or some kind of counterpoise that you connect to something like a wire tuner. I'm using the AH-705 for this. For QRP, it is probably one of the better wire transmatch systems or antenna tuners, however you want to call them, that's on the market. Not cheap, but works really well. So I'll post some links in the description. Also, again, my review of that. Go check that out. Hope you enjoyed this. I wanted to make sure I got at least one more in the books of the Willet antenna before we wrap out 2022. So thanks so much for watching. I would love your comments below. Appreciate your feedback on the Willet antenna series, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.